Where's makeup?
You're beautiful just the way you are.
Thank you.
You look very much like your mom right now.
Yeah. I can channel my mom, which is good, because she was a good teacher and a good example of a righteous human being. Yeah.
Do you call females mensch as well? Or is that really a man?
There probably is a feminized version of it. But the Jews are very patriarchal. Still, even though Jewish women, especially North American or European, Jewish women have claimed their birthright as daughters of Abraham, standing on an equal footing with their male companions in all matters, whether it's civil or religious. I knew my grandmother fairly well because I lived in her house for a few months in my second year of university. I was going through an existential identity crisis, and I couldn't take the commute from my parents' house in the suburbs to the university every day. It was wearing me down, so I stayed on the third floor of my grandmother's house on Brunswick Avenue, right in the downtown, just a few blocks away from the university. And it was lovely. I just so much enjoyed living with her. And she was a widow, living alone, doing her Jewish grandmother thing.
Feeding you?
Yeah, she was a great cook. Man, her food was yummy. It was the best. Pastries, so this stuff she made, I've never tasted anything like it since. She was a beautiful person too. Yeah. My Booby, Booby Fagel. Yeah. Anyway, these are strange times that go along with all the other strange times people have been through. In spite of their attempts to pretend that everything is okay, and this makes perfect sense. This is a good time for prophecy, to be prophesizing, because I think a lot of people just haven't got a clue what's going to happen next. What I'm after in the new year, in the year that's beginning now, today, now it's starting, is just to do more of the same that I've been doing, which is looking after the planet. I think the planet needs some healing, and we need healing, and I'm all for that, and that's what I want to do, and that's how I want to spend my time, is in a practice of healing, whether it's healing myself or my immediate environment or the whole bloody planet or the society. I mean, it really doesn't matter. It all needs healing, and it needs it now, and I'm happy to participate because that's the best thing for me. Like I'm the one that reaps the most benefit from engaging in these activities that are so beneficial to the well-being of all. So.
Because there is no separation.
No, there's no separation. You can't build a wall high enough to keep life out. Try it. The thing about life is you got to take it with you wherever you go. It doesn't matter where you go, you're going to be in, you have to, you're either the whole shebang goes with you, or, a part doesn't escape on its own and somehow thrive. Anyway, it's a huge enterprise, this universe, keeping the universe as a going concern. So our little corner of it is doing pretty good, all things considered. Because, you know, if you go up 10 miles, you're going to freeze to death, you know. If you go down 10 feet, you're going to suffocate, you know. We're in this little, thin little layer of gas on the surface of the planet that our whole existence is. It's really a two-dimensional world. You know, it's more like a soap bubble. You know what I mean?
And we're trying our very best to pop it.
Yeah. I mean, are humans doing a lot of damage? Well, yeah. They're doing it, well, they're doing the most damage to themselves. Humans are doing way more damage to the human species right now than they're doing to the planet. And they're doing plenty to the planet. The planet is not being spared, but humans started with humans, right? And then when, as far as exploiting and mistreating, and then, you know, they pulled the whole planet in to the same scheme, but it started with humans mistreating humans, and it's still ongoing. It's not we don't seem to be quite at the end of the let's mistreat all the other beings that we share this environment with, because why would we do that? I can't come up with a good reason. But.
So let's stay with your New Year's.
My New Year's resolution?
Your manifesto. Of
my
who
manifesto.
You want to be.
I want to be involved in the planetary rescue. I want to be part of the great solution to our great problems. And I believe I do have quite a lot to contribute to the solution. I'm certainly very familiar with the problem.
It's really awful, the solution. I think you need
the final.
No, I can't hear you. Oh God, stop. I think we need to either detox, that's term, or find another term.
Yeah. Is there hope for the future? Yes, of course. Especially for the planet. Planet's fine. You know what I mean? Whatever it takes, there'll be a rebalancing of whatever it takes to rebalance. That'll happen. You know, humans might find themselves caught between
extinct.
Catastrophes. They will be hemmed in by catastrophes of one kind or another. Most of which, let's admit, are of our own making, and that's why the situation is so positive. Because our messes are our messes that we have created, we can very easily undo them. There's really not much to it. You know, it's not that big a deal to undo the mess and put things back where they should be.
That's my every Twilight conversation.
Well, can we clean up our own mess? Yeah, of course. Why not? It's our mess. It's our mess. It's ours. It's ours. If we ignore it, it's still ours, and then it comes back and it bites us on the butt. So, you know, without claiming the mess we've made as our mess, we can't begin to really address it. So let's at least admit that we messed up, we screwed up, we fucked up, we took a beautiful planet, perfectly made for us in every possible detail. Everything you could ever possibly imagine came into existence for us here. It was all given to us for free, for nothing. We didn't have to pay a penny for it. And we turned around and we trashed it. This magnificent gift that was given to us. That was part of it.
Monetize it.
The monetization is the trashing. It's the same thing. They're not. You can't separate them out. You know. But anyway.
Render unto Caesar what is Caesar's.
Yeah, and give God the rest, which is everything. Caesar really is not all he's made out to be. He's not quite as powerful as he would like you to believe he is.
And what character traits are you bringing to the table, sir?
Well, I'm a loyal servant. I live to serve. Service is my purpose. Service to
Me.
the best.
Me. The best. Isn't that the same thing?
Well, wherever the need shows up.
Is that why you married a Jewish princess? Because you are at service?
No, she was a hot mama at the time.
At the time! At the freaking time!
So it wasn't yesterday. It's been a while.
You
it's like
were
14,
a hot mama. What
14 years. Well, you're still hot. It's just not in quite the same way, but still, you still got what it takes, baby. So, celebrate it. So I have a plan. Yes. I want to gather a group of investors to build Noah's Ark. To ride out the coming storm in style and grace and beauty. So.
But God promised that there would never be a flood, so it's not actually going to be a boat. Right?
No, it's going to be whatever it takes to obtain the to obtain the objective that you've set for your safety vehicle, your escape capsule, your guarantee against disaster.
So what do you envision that looks like?
Well, to me, it's within about 2 hours drive of Toronto, because that's where the investors are coming from, and they're interested in creating this kind of a facility. Sufficient acreage to be reasonably self-sufficient.
So we're talking country property, because you jump right in from ark and vessel and capsule. So clarify, this is a country property, a farm.
Well, it's but the guiding principle is to there's tribulation coming. It's coming. We have sufficient warning now, plenty, to take corrective measures, and those people who do take the corrective measures right now will ride this storm out with relative impunity compared to those who are not paying any attention.
And just rely on the system to be there for them.
Yes, and just assume that how things are working right now will continue to be working in the indefinite future. So. Anyway, humanity's not disappearing, technology's not disappearing anytime soon. Even if the worst of what could happen does happen, there will still be survivors. Some of them will be in places that, are already just surviving. They're living off the land, so
nothing
changes. They'll keep living off the land. The principle is to live off the land and not be dependent on trade for your economic well-being, like trade with others, which is going to become difficult, problematic, and get way more expensive than it has been. Trade was based on cheap fossil fuels, a globalized resource chain from the extraction of the minerals to the processing to the
cheap
coordination of labor So there's this intricate global economy, which is huge. It's enormous. It's so big that it's one of the factors that is driving the planet over the edge. One of the major factors was the results of this so-called globalization process that started, about 50 years ago. Or longer. Probably the Dutch were into it too.
Oh God. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I just did a discourse on this.
Yeah, let's control a part of the world which lies on the other side of the world. It takes months to get there by sea through all kinds of dangers and treachery, and exploit the hell out of it for our own advantage, which they did,
and brutally so.
And that's why Amsterdam is such a lovely city, full of these beautiful houses and these very well-organized canals and bridges and everything. With a lot of wealth went through Amsterdam, still does. Settlement patterns can persist for thousands of years. Once humans have established a habitation in an area, they can continuously inhabit it for incredibly long periods of time. You were asking about my characters. The character of my character? What are the qualities of my character that I consider ones I'd like to share? I consider myself to be trustworthy, a loyal friend, a good traveling companion, someone with a lot of resources, if not financial ones at the present time, but certainly knowledge. My knowledge base is vast. I have a good comprehension of systems thinking and how to modify systems. I have great grounding in the natural world, like how to grow food and how to create shelter and how to transform or terraform your environment to make it more suitable for us, more sustainable. And to do it with what's available right now. And with the anticipation that if we are successful in this endeavor of transforming the world, that humans will be around for a very long time and will greatly appreciate our efforts.
But it's also just simply fun.
And if you can't enjoy it, then you should probably not be doing it. You should probably find something else. If planetary rescue is not your thing, then, well, good luck to you. If it's not, because it's time. It's time to think about the big picture. The really big picture.
Hey, but don't go to the big picture again. Let's stay with your...
The square inch?
No, your character.
My character.
And your skills and what you want to develop the coming year and expand and...
I must admit, I am a character. I'm a character in my own movie. No, I'm a character in my wife's movie. I've noticed. I'm a recurring character.
Aren't you lucky?
Yes. Well, of course I'm lucky, because you're the one editing, so you always make me look good. So
it's
my
very
great
easy.
good fortune.
It's
Oh, it's
super
so easy. Just
Yeah.
a little snip here and a little snip there, and no one will ever know. And we'll just fiddle with the soundtrack and smooth the transition, and it all makes perfect sense. And my other quality I have is I'm ready. I'm ready to do this work. I'm ready to birth the future.
And who are you looking for?
Who am I looking for? Traveling companions on the road to paradise. And investors.
How about travel companions with some cash in their
Yes,
pocket?
that's right.
Or access to cash.
We're offering a kind of group health insurance. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, survival insurance.
Yes, survival insurance. Yes, it's cheap actually. It's quite cheap. In fact, just about anybody could afford it right now, except us. You know, except we're fortunate enough that we are already living the life. We don't. There's nothing else we need to do to
Except get our
create
ass
it.
out of here and
Well, we need to do it somewhere else than where we're presently located, but we're just going to continue doing it, you know, in one form or another. And you know, it's a big country, and there's a lot of land
just waiting to.
just waiting to be managed. There's a lot of land in Ontario. There's a lot of land in Canada. A lot. It's huge. It's enormous. It's just amazingly large. And
We'll find a corner, Angel.
we'll find a niche somewhere, an ecological niche. Yeah. Unless we spore relate.
We do what?
You know, like mushrooms, spore relate. You know, they have this fruiting body and it's beautiful, and then it turns, you know.
Like the diaspora.
Yeah, and then the spores go out.
That's so that word, the diaspora and spore, is that related?
Could be. I can't say.
Oh, we should ask Elaine. It sounds like it could be related, because that's what we did.
Diaspora.
Yeah.
Oh, look. This is edible landscaping. I watched a beautiful Netflix documentary on funguses. I wish you had the time to watch things like that with me.
Mm,
I think you'd really enjoy it,
I will.
because the photography is exquisite, you know, and it's a really interesting topic, and it's the future,
Yeah.
you know.